College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Nothing to lose as they try to close out their regular season with pride. Up ahead, Haggerty the lay-in, and that's the fourth turnover for Colorado. Castillo down the floor, and Johnson has numbers. 3-on-2, accelerates past Kostic, takes the contact, gets the bucket, and a chance for one more. Kostic hit one from here earlier, copy-paste his second three. That's high level. Colorado dominating the glass, 22-12. 6 offensive rebounds. Johnson flips it over. Hargress lines up the three, knocks it down.
Biggest shot, they're just rolling. What's disappointing for Kansas State right now is the defensive intensity. The hand activity is not nearly what it was to start this game.
Haggerty calmly connects on a triple of his own. Nice find down low. Haggerty nearly lost it. Castillo, shot clock dwindling down. Castillo has to chuck it up. His tough shot is good. Johnson goes deep. Haggerty got behind the secondary. An easy lay-in. What a finish for Kansas State. Tad Boyle is going to be furious. They now have the momentum in this game. They go the lob to Johnson. It's a 12-2 run going back to the first half. Colorado on the verge of another 10-0 plus run in this game. They use these long stretches to create this distance. Hargress to the cup. Left-handed lay-in. Haggerty finds the angle, ends the scoring drought, put 17-0 Colorado run. And that should do it from Boulder. The Buffaloes hold on for a 9-point victory.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into another episode of Sports Day. My name is Brant Daughtry. I'm the host of this program, and the show is presented by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities, supporting student, community, and employee needs. We've got Landon Winkler over in the corner running the video feed and the cameras. Big thanks to you for tuning in. Your sounds of the past 24 hours, well, Kansas State played basketball again last night. Some moments were pretty good. Other moments were pretty not. K-State was down by as much as, I believe, 20 in this game, maybe more than 20. They are able to claw their way back. They go down by, I think, 18 again late in the second half. And while it appears that they've got a shot to maybe claw their way back into the game, they do claw their way back into the game. They get a three from, I believe it was Andre Kostic from the corner, hits a three, makes it a three-point game. It's 73-70. And in the last 2 minutes, K-State cannot score another point. This team is incredibly inconsistent in addition to just being bad. They are a frustrating watch for sure. And K-State loses another one, 79-70, limping to the finish line for K-State. They've got TCU on Saturday. But overall, looking at your stats here, P.J. Haggerty scored 25. He's good for that, 10 of 21 from the field. You'll take that. Got a double-double because he grabbed 10 rebounds as well. 10 points from Nate Johnson, 10 points from Andre Kostic. Nobody else scored more than 6. Well, that's not true. David Castillo scored 8, but no one else was in double figures. And just a game where K-State, I mean, they had their opportunities. There were moments where they gained momentum. You heard that there during the sounds the past 24 hours, that this is a style that K-State has fallen into a couple of times. Every time they are able to grab any kind of momentum, they fall off, and it's not very good. And I think that that's unfortunate for the K-State Wildcats, as they, again, they're not going to make the NCAA tournament, and they're fighting to stay off of the bottom line for the Big 12 tournament. And right now, all the focus for K-State basketball is on next year. But still got 3 more games with this group, and they still have some fun moments. But unfortunately, they are circling the drain at the moment. Sports Day is brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. Also brought to you in part by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the best in the country. It's time for high school playoff basketball. I believe some of the smaller classifications have already gotten underway. We know that 3 and 4A will get underway tonight. On the boys' side, I know in 3A. And the girls will go tomorrow. And so we are continuing to talk a lot of playoff basketball on the show this week. We've got Jared Smith along with junior Jaden Crosby and sophomore Lauren Sletter. They join me for the start of today's show. Larned going on the road, or actually, no, they are at home hosting Scott City and the 6 versus 11 game. That's tomorrow. And later in the show, second half, we'll talk to Kyle Cree of Great Bend boys basketball. Massive matchup coming up tomorrow night in the Fieldhouse as the Great Bend Panthers host Hayes. On the women's side, well, we've been speaking about it a little bit. We've already had our last conversation of the year with head coach Jade Winter of Great Bend girls basketball. And that season has not gone the way they wanted. This will be their last competition. They will not make the postseason. However, Great Bend welcoming in Hayes on the boys' side, and that matchup is one for a share of the WAC title. If Great Bend wins it, they both teams will finish at 6-1. No, pardon me. There are 5 teams in the WAC, so 8-1 in WAC play if Great Bend wins it. If the Hayes High Indians win it, they will own the title outright. And obviously, Great Bend wants a share of that title, and so they welcome in Hayes tomorrow night. We'll talk with Kyle Cree about that in the second half of the show. But first up, Jared Smith, head coach of Larned girls basketball, joins us on the other side of the break. You are listening to Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
C&E Doors, this is Eddie. Oh, Hadley?
Papa, our new band is ready to practice, but the garage door sounds broken.
That door is so squeaky, they will never hear your band. Let's get the guys at C&E Doors to repair that noisy door.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
We're going up, it's our moment.
Looking for a meaningful career where you can make a real difference? Barton Community College's adult healthcare program can get you there fast. Become a certified nurse aide or medication aide with Barton's state-approved training. Whether you're just beginning your education journey or advancing your career, Barton offers flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and hands-on training, giving you the knowledge, skills, and critical thinking necessary to thrive in today's world. Learn more at adulthealthcare.bartoncccc.edu.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmies.net. Marmies, make it happen.
Hey, Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars! Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you, now joined by members of Larned Girls Basketball. We've got head coach Jared Smith along with junior Jaden Crosby and sophomore Lauren Sletter. Guys, finished off your regular season. We're recording this on Wednesday morning. So finished off your season last night, and I can't remember what was the result of that game. I've got so many high school basketball games bouncing around my head right now.
33-29.
That's right.
Beats Smoky Valley.
Mm-hmm. So, and a game that coach was a little bit off kilter, but found a way to grind it out.
Yeah, it was a 2-3 zone that was that might be our kryptonite. I don't know, that it was packed in the paint, and we struggled hitting outside shots, but defensively we played well enough to stay in the basketball game. We hit some big free throws down the stretch and got it out of there with a 4-point win.
And so, Coach, you've got some of those outside shooters in the studio today, something that you've been harping on the last couple of games, and you brought in some of the girls that can do it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to them today. Maybe we're going to get things
talk them
right.
into it.
It's just stay confident. These two spend a lot of time, outside of what we do with them, working on their game. They spend a lot of time in the gym. They're both outstanding shooters, and they've just got to stay confident through games when the shot's not going in. So that's the biggest thing we preach to them. And we're going to continue to work on that. They just got to let it fly.
And so, girls, I mean, get on those microphones. Talk about the confidence of being a shooter. Shooting by nature is kind of inconsistent. And so when your shot is falling, what does that feel like for you two?
For me, I feel like it really gets the game going for me because it has me something to look forward to on offense. So it really brings up my defensive intensity, and it gives me the confidence to shoot the ball and drive it more.
Yeah, same. I think that especially if one of my teammates is doing really good, I'll try to look for them more, and especially if I'm hitting, then we kind of just look for each other.
So, Coach, like you said, you've got two of these outside shooters here. What has been going on these past couple of games? Like you said, shooting is inconsistent by its very nature, but still, you've got two that can get it done. How do you get that confidence back?
Well, you just have conversations with them. I mean, today in practice, we're going to shoot the ball an awful lot and just try to let them see the ball go through. And we've got others on the team too. I mean, the five that I start, all of them can shoot the basketball from the outside, and so it's just staying confident. I think, like Jaden said, be aggressive outside of shooting, moving without the basketball, attacking off the dribble, looking to set teammates up and getting them shots in rhythm. That's a big deal. And I think the frustration last night was we had some of those opportunities and we were passing them up because we weren't seeing the ball go in. So just being tough enough mentally to understand that we've got to get teammates set up, and then when we get open looks, we've got to continue to shoot.
And, Coach, even in the moments where your offense hasn't been putting up huge numbers, your defense all year has been very strong. What does it mean to you to have a defense that does travel well and does play even if the offense isn't perfect?
It speaks to these guys and the whole group. If you're having an off night offensively, sometimes especially younger players can allow that to wear on them to where it affects the entirety of their game. And these guys continue to play extremely hard on the defensive end, even when we're struggling offensively, and that's the whole group. And so, yeah, I'm going to knock on wood here. This group's not lost 2 basketball games in a row this year. So we come off of a game where we don't shoot the ball well, and if we lose, you talked about Scott City getting us earlier in the year. We come back after that loss and we beat Heston on the road. So they've never backed up a bad game with another bad game. And so that speaks to the fact that they guard well, they're just tenacious, and they've got a good mindset to be able to refocus. And the encouraging thing about last night is even though we didn't shoot the ball well, we defended well enough, and we came out of there with a 4-point win. And now we just have to refocus and get ready to take on a Scott City team that we lost to a couple weeks ago.
And so, girls, I guess kind of the same question. He talked about the mindset on the defensive side of the basketball. What goes into the defensive intensity that you guys play with?
I think like our other guards like Tayton and Brooke and Cassidy and Lauren, I think they do a really good job guarding on the ball, so it makes it a lot easier for like help side. I don't have to worry about as much stepping out because I know they have like the ball and they can stop the girl.
We all have like a good mentality for it. Like we all want to go out there and we know what we have to do to play defense. So we just play with that intensity the whole game.
So, Coach, you have a very young team this year as well, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Well, I'm going to have to quit saying that because the core group is juniors, so we're not as young as we used to be. But yeah, we'll bring the 5 starters back. You know, what we will graduate is Cammie Upson and then Addison Townsend Steffen, and both of those girls have done a good job for me this year with a post presence. And so, yeah, we'll bring the core back next year, but we're not as young as we've been.
Well, Coach, the reason I say that is because, you know, most of the time when the first players that get brought in by a coach is usually seniors. And you have decided in the time that you bring in players, you've got a junior and a sophomore in here. And what went into the decision to bring these two?
Well, I mean, they're the two that are leading us right now. And, you know, I've got to be a little bit careful what I say. I don't want to offend anybody, but I believe, because I've got a lot of girls on this team that spend a lot of time outside of what I do with them working on their game, whether it's playing on other teams, MAYB or AAU related, or just doing individual workouts and trying to get better individually. But of the group, I think these two probably devote the most time. I mean, they play a lot of basketball outside of what I do with them. They're in the gym. You know, Lauren's dad's the head wrestling coach. She's got access to the gyms, and you're in the gym all the time, you know, and I know that. She's done that from the time that she was young. The game means a lot to both of these young ladies. They're both going to have opportunities to go play after we're done with them at Larned, and I'm looking forward to that. So, you know, and as young as we've been, in all honesty, Jaden's group of juniors with Cass and Brooke and Tayton, it's been their basketball team, whether they've known it or not, for the last couple years. And they've kind of done a good job when they were young of kind of stepping back and letting some of the seniors take some of that responsibility. But as juniors, it's their team. And I put Lauren in that boat too, because just of all the time that they've spent and the IQ that they have and the expectations that they have and their desire to be great, they've got to take it. And so it's been interesting to see them take a hold of that. But I'm very proud of these two, and I told them that driving over here. Just, you know, the amount of time and the effort that they put in is greatly appreciated.
So, Coach, you come in, you've got the 6th seed. That's a pretty good seeding. I think you get to host the first game. We'll see what happens in the second. But I guess take stock of your season, of the season that you've had, and where you found yourself come playoff time.
Yeah, you know, 17-6. We ended up 3rd in league behind Halstead and Hillsboro, and that hasn't happened in a long time. You know, we look back at the season, and obviously we've got a couple games that we woulda, coulda, shoulda won that would have moved us up, and you know, potentially all the way up to the 2 seed. But that being said, we know where we are, and we get Scott City at home on Friday, and we need to take care of business. We've got to come out and play, and the fact that it's going to be on our home court hopefully allows us to shoot the ball a little bit better. I know we're going to guard them. We're going to play hard. And if we get by Scott City, then we're probably going to be going on the road to a pretty good Beloit team. And then we'll see what happens.
And so, girls, you're coming in, and, to this point, you've had regular season games, and now you're getting ready for playoffs, where every game either means you're moving on or you're going home. And what is, I guess, the difference in the intensity at practice, I guess, for you individually getting ready for these games? How does it change when you get into playoff time?
I know for me, I don't want this season to end. I want to go as far as we can with this group of girls, because I know that we are, almost there. We are so close to those top teams, and it's just something we've been working for all season. This is what we've been working on for the past 3 months, and so I know that that's the end goal is to go as far as we can.
Yeah, I think that we're obviously going to have a lot more intensity going into the games, and especially because we've already lost to Scott City. So we really want to get that revenge back, and I think we're going to do good.
Coach, do you get nervous going into these playoff games? Is this something that the butterflies in the stomach, or have you just done this long enough, or what's your feeling like?
I think if you lose those butterflies, you need to quit. No, the bigger the game, in all honesty, I'm nervous inside before each of these games, and the bigger the game, the more nerves that I have. But it's kind of funny, and it's probably the same with these girls. As soon as the ball goes up and the game starts, they leave. And then you're focused on what it is that's going on the floor and decisions that you need to make. But I look forward to it. It's I'm just real pleased with where we're at with how we've played, and it's been a long time since we've had the ability to say we've got an opportunity to make it to the state tournament. And I've told these girls, if we come together and if we play the basketball that we're capable of playing for the next few games, we've got a legitimate opportunity to get there. And so I'm proud of them. I'll be nervous, but as soon as the tip goes up, that'll leave, and it's game on.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in today, and good luck.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Brant.
That's head coach Jared Smith, along with junior Jaden Crosby and sophomore Lauren Sletter of Larned Girls Basketball, joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Coach Smith, along with Jaden and Lauren, for coming in. Yeah, fun conversation. Coach Smith is a good talker. I listened to all of his post-game interviews and with Gary Wagner and Buddy Tabler over on Hits 106.9. And yeah, he's a great guy to listen to. He's smart. He knows the game, and he knows how to explain his thoughts very well. And should be a very fun matchup. Larned and Scott City in the 6 versus 11 matchup. And yeah, that game is scheduled for tomorrow. Also on our airwaves on KHOK 100.7 Eagle Country. Hoisington on the girls' side is – where is Hoisington? Hold on. I'm looking at the bracket right now. I should know where they are. I apologize, folks. Hoisington is the 4 seed on the girls' side. They will be hosting Ellsworth in the girls' game. That is tonight, or in the boys' game. That is tonight as well. And Hoisington, I believe, is actually Hoisington is the 4 seed on both sides. No, I'm sorry. I've opened the same bracket here twice. I'm a mess. I apologize. Let's just move on. Sports Day is brought to you in part by Kern Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend Showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also, brought to you in part by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320 or visit redcedarland.com. All right, over this next break, I'm going to pull up the girls bracket, and I'll get you that information later. But while that's happening, we're going to throw it to the second half of the show here. Head coach of the Great Bend Panthers, Kyle Cree, joins me ahead of tomorrow's absolutely massive matchup between Great Bend and Hayes. Great Bend battling for a share of the WAC title. Hayes looking to win it outright. Either way, always big when those two teams collide. That's coming up on the other side of this break. You are listening to Sports Day from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Barton Community College, in partnership with Golden Key Group, proudly offers the nation's first associate degree in federal human resources. This online program prepares anyone for remote federal HR careers across the government. Service members and military spouses can use MyCAA or GI Bill benefits to take the next step toward a flexible, rewarding career from wherever you are. Learn more at federalhr.bartonccc.edu.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Welcome back to the Sports Day. Brant Daughtry now joined over the phone by head coach Kyle Cree. Coach, things difficult in your world today, huh? Or at least eventful, I think is a good word.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here at the high school, and really I got another kid at home with kind of an allergic reaction, and I've kind of been under the weather for a couple days, but finally got some prescriptions yesterday, so I feel a lot better, and we'll be ready for Hayes tomorrow, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the week you've had. When I look back at the games that you've had since the last time we spoke, I mean, Coach, Jacob Hall is a name I heard a lot about coming into Great Bend, and just guys that I needed to know the names of and what kind of players that Great Bend was going to have. But what Jacob Hall has been doing over the last really 4 games, I'd say, for your squad has just been phenomenal.
Yeah, and he's an awesome kid. So just to see him have success has been awesome. And he's a quiet kid, and he doesn't really want to be in the spotlight. So, if you don't know a ton about Great Bend athletics and you're all over social media and that's kind of where you get your information, you probably don't know a ton about Jake. But, yeah, he's about as strong as a kid you can get. He's been battling Ian since they were probably in kindergarten, so he's kind of been his partner in every sport and played inside and kind of helped Ian reach his potential and vice versa. So Ian and Jake have definitely helped each other become the athletes and the people that they are today.
And, I was told when I first took over this show that if I wanted to get Jacob Hall on, it was going to be pretty tough to do because, like you said, he does not love the spotlight. He doesn't want to be on a microphone. He just wants to go out there and work hard and get better and be better than the team he's against.
Yeah, and even in Dodge, going to talk to Hesh, I said, all right, Jake, let's go. And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, are you serious? And I was like, no, I'm just kidding with you, Jake. So, yeah, he just doesn't have a desire. I don't know. Honestly, if I wasn't a coach, I probably wouldn't have a desire either, so I can't blame the guy.
Well, so, Coach, let's talk about the improvement that your team has made. That last game against Liberal, you pull away 83-61. It's different from how it was down there in Liberal. I mean, you get to celebrate a win at home over a team that hasn't had a very good season, but pushed you last time. So what was the difference between the first time you played this Liberal team and this last game?
Well, I think definitely the environment was a little bit different for them. Having to go down there and play on homecoming night, and their band and their student section actually showed up to support them, and just an exciting night if you're a Liberal kid. And for us, it's kind of the opposite. So, we just have to sit around in Liberal for multiple hours, and the game doesn't start till 8:45 or 9. So playing at home, it's a totally different feel and vibe for our kids, and they were excited. And even though it was a Monday night game, to come out and score 81 points was impressive. And I feel like we were probably a little bit more prepared for some of the things that they do defensively.
And so, Coach, just looking at the WAC slate here, obviously, yes, you did lose that game in Hayes, but since then, you've run the table in the WAC, and I spoke to Alec Premer, I spoke to you after that Dodge City game, and you both said, hey, we want to go undefeated, we want to run the table here and win a share of the WAC title. And, Coach, just looking back at what you've done over this WAC run, how has your team been able to put together these wins and give yourself an opportunity to do that?
Yeah, I think it just kind of starts with mindset and some of the conversations that you're having as a team. And we want to win the WAC, and we want to make a run here next week. And it just keeps kids excited and engaged. And really, if you come into our practices, they are ultra competitive. And that's what we talked about the other day. There's probably some teams that are maybe taking it easy or shortening practices, but we're still getting after it. And Cooper and Daxton are still fighting for rebounds, and Jake and Taven are still going, at each other on the inside. I kind of let the guys pick teams so they're a little more balanced. So I think just keeping practices competitive and just making sure that everybody's on the same page as far as what we want to accomplish.
And so anytime Hayes and Great Bend get together, it always means a lot, but especially with the added implication of Hayes, with a win, is outright WAC champions. If Great Bend wins, it's a shared title between the two. So I guess just tell me, what's the emotion like in the locker room with obviously the rivalry and what this game means?
I think the team that probably controls their emotions the best, and I think Dean Smith said it, if you make it a life and death scenario or situation, then you're going to be dead a lot. So I think really for us, just making sure that we understand it's one basketball game and a long season, and obviously we want to win. We're going to give it everything we got, but at the end of the night, win, lose, or draw, we still got to stick together and be thankful that we go to Great Bend High School and get ready for next week.
And also, Coach, final regular season game of the year. You're preparing for playoffs, but it also means that it's senior night. Talk about this group of seniors and what they have meant on the basketball court and off of it.
Yeah, we got six guys that are just unbelievable young men, and just been an honor to coach them. And I think moving back to Great Bend, my wife and I kind of understood what kind of people they are, and that's probably more important than what kind of athletes they are. But adding Kayvon this year and Eli back on the team, those two guys are they're all in, and they've done everything that's been asked of them, and they've definitely helped us get some wins here down the stretch with Cooper being gone for a week and a couple guys being banged up. So, those two guys are awesome. And then you think about Taven and Jake and Dax. Those guys, have pretty much done everything since I moved back to Great Bend. And then, who am I forgetting? There's 6 of them. Taven, Jake, Dax. How the heck am I forgetting one of them?
I know you've got Ian over on the bench right now, kind of being Coach Premer.
Yeah, so there's those 5 that get to play, and then Ian, obviously. I mean, Ian is super supportive, and he's always there and on the bench during games, and he's excited because he might get to golf a little bit this spring, so that's kind of cool to see because he's the ultimate competitor, and definitely not a guy that just wants to sit there and do nothing. So couldn't be more proud of all 6 of those guys, and really excited to see what happens as they move forward in life.
And so after this Hayes game, obviously tough to look ahead past this kind of matchup, but you've got the postseason coming up, Coach, and how does the atmosphere change knowing that it's win or go home once you get past the regular season?
I mean, it's just really kind of all the hard work that you've put into 50-plus practices and 22 games, and just making sure the guys are still focused on winter sports and not thinking about whether or not they want to be at baseball or track or out on the golf course, whatever it is, or maybe just having a little extra free time. So really just making sure that we're doing our part to make practices fun, maybe playing a few games and making sure that we're ultimately prepared for our opponent that we have.
Well, Coach, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for the time, and good luck on Friday. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yep, thanks for everything you guys do as well.
Absolutely. That is head coach Kyle Cree of Great Bend Boys Basketball joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Coach Cree for joining me over the phone. Like he said, wanted to have him in, thought we were going to have him in. It was just a little bit busy. He was not able to come in. So the fact that he was able to adjust and get to me on the phone was really awesome of him, and I'm glad that we got to have that conversation. Yeah, Great Bend and Hayes, people around here know better than I do, and I know pretty well by this point. This is just the rivalry that matters the most, and these two schools don't usually like each other, so should be a very fun game in Great Bend. I'm sure the atmosphere will be awesome, and as I said during that interview, I'm going to be there. I will be in attendance for that contest, and I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I'll be definitely cheering on the home team. Sports Day is brought to you in part by Equity Bank. They're going to need them. Bank local, save big. With in-person banking and business banking, visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and in Larned. Also brought to you by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison. All right, so I've got the proper matchups here. I can actually tell you what games are going to be where as far as our broadcast. So this weekend, we are going to have 3A Sub-State Ellsworth will be in Hoisington. That game is tonight. Tip-off or coverage goes live at around 5:45. You can hear Caden Sanders and Gene Manweiler on the call of that one on 100.7 Eagle Country at 5:45. Larned is on the road. They are taking on the Lake and Bronx out west of Garden City. That game at Hits 106.9. Buddy Tabler and Gary Wagner on the call of that one. Tomorrow, we've got the girls 3A Sub-State. Colby will be visiting Hoisington. The Lady Cardinals, the home team in that game. And Scott City will be taking on Larned in that game also in Larned. Larned is also hosting the Final Four of this Sub-State. So if the girls can go on a run, they will likely have to go on the road to beat Beloit. But if they do manage to beat Beloit, they will be the home team for the Final Four in this Sub-State. So really, really big opportunity here for both Larned teams, I think especially the girls, though. Also tomorrow on B1043 The Point, Hayes taking on Great Bend in the Fieldhouse. And just a knockdown drag-out being set up here for a shot at a share of the WAC title for the Great Bend Panthers. So that should be a whole lot of fun. We're going to take our last break of the show. On the other side, Barton was in action last night, the Barton Community College Cougars. I was in on the call for that one. I'll tell you about it on the other side. You were listening to Sports Day from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGBN 95.5 FM.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Cine Doors, this is Eddie. Oh, Hadley?
Papa, our new band is ready to practice, but the garage door sounds broken.
That door is so squeaky, they will never hear your band. Let's get the guys at Cine Doors to repair that noisy door.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
I don't think I've heard this bump before. Or if I have, I don't remember it. Final segment of Sports Day here. Got about 10, maybe 15 minutes left in the show. I'm going to have to spill some space here, but that's all right. We got a whole lot to talk about in the world of junior college basketball. Before that, though, Sports Day is brought to you in part by Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of their community members. Also by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. If you are looking for conversations with Jared Smith, head coach of Larned Girls Basketball, that was back at the top of the show. You can go back and you can watch the show on our YouTube channel, Eagle Media Great Bend. It'll be Sports Day. It will have today's date on the video feed. You can also watch the show live at greatbendpost.com. Also, we spoke earlier in the show with Kyle Cree, head coach of Great Bend boys basketball, ahead of their matchup with Hayes tomorrow. And also yesterday, let's walk you through this. We'll start on the women's side. Barton welcoming in the Seward County Saints here in this one. And Barton on the women's side, the first time around, Barton lost this game. They had a slight lead at halftime. They had, I think, a 7-point lead at halftime. They come back. They get beat by 15 in the third quarter, and they lose the game, kind of running away with it. Seward has the leading scorer in the conference, Avery Martineau. She is the niece of head coach Will Martineau for the Seward County Lady Saints, and she is just spectacular. She can score in a million different ways, and has good size. She's about 6 foot as well, listed at 6 foot. And extremely good ball handler, usually operates off the ball, but if she gets to her spot and she has any kind of daylight, she will put the ball up and it will go down. So Avery Martineau finishes with 25 points for the Lady Saints, but she went to halftime having scored, I think, either 17 or 18. The second half, Barton does a much better job against Avery Martineau, holds her to 25 points total when it looked like she was going to go for 30-plus. And Barton doesn't allow anybody else to score in double figures for the Lady Saints. A couple of girls got close, but Martineau the only scorer over 10 points. For Barton, they get scoring from just about everywhere. Regina Donahue, who is, of course, the leading scorer on the team, she scores 22. Mercedes Spray, the Great Bend native, scores 13. And Mary Akinde with a 17-point, 10-rebound double-double, her 12th double-double of the year. And Barton grabs a win. They continue to beat teams that beat them the first time through. They win this game 66-58. And the mental toughness that Barton showed in this game, and the mental toughness that they've showed on the women's side the last couple of games, has just been so impressive to me. There were moments where Seward got a lead, and it looked like things were about to tumble out of control. And Barton, I think, in the first half, let some of those games go in moments like that. In the second half of the season, they haven't been doing that. Barton has won every game they have played in the second half of the season, except those against nationally ranked teams. Those teams being Hutchinson, Dodge City, and Butler. And Butler, the number 2 team in the country. Dodge City, I think, is somewhere in the top 10. And Hutch, I think, is now at 17 or 18, something like that. You can check the standings. But either way, those are Barton's last 3 losses are to those nationally ranked teams. Other than that, the Cougars have been doing so much better in the second half. Again, after ending the first half with a losing record, Barton has come back and performed so much better in the second half of conference play to the point where they're now an even 11-11 in Jayhawk conference play with 1 game remaining. Barton is off this Saturday. Got one more midweek. It's a week from yesterday. They'll be on the road at Cowley. And, of course, I'll be on the call for that one. Looking forward to hopefully the last long road trip of the year. The girls, if they do win, they're not going to be a top 4 seed. It looks like, if things stand as they are right now, Barton's women, if they do win in the first round, will be on the road at either Hutchinson or Dodge City. Obviously, neither of those road trips very long. Things can still shift. There's 2 game days remaining in the conference season, but Barton will be off on Saturday, so still some room for things to shift. But Barton, currently sitting in 7th. They've got an opportunity to move up to 6th. Mathematically could still make 5th, even though it's unlikely. We'll see how things shake out Saturday, and then again, of course, on Wednesday. But Barton's women have played so much better. I don't think anybody wants to see this Barton team coming. They've got the tallest player in the league, the leading rebounder in the conference, in Mary Akinde. She is averaging a double-double, the freshman out of Nigeria. And I'm so excited to watch her growth over the summer, see how she comes back next year, because, again, I think she's got to be in the front runner for freshman of the year in the Jayhawk Conference. If she's not, she's got to be somewhere in the top 2 or 3. Have not seen the list in front of me. Have not seen who's up for that award, but either way, Barton has something of a diamond in Mary Akinde, and of course you got Crystal Long over there too. She's the other freshman in that front court. Not as tall, but maybe a little more skilled, a little more experienced on a basketball court. She's 5'8", which is good size for the women's game, and she's an aggressive rebounder as well. Can score when she gets her look. She's made a couple of threes this year too, so I'm very excited to see the front court pairing of Mary Akinde and Crystal Long when they get another season under their belts and they come back as sophomores and the type of players they can be. But it was sophomore night last night. Players like Regina Donahue, Kiana Hall, Elena Eck, Cody Greer, Eva Clements getting recognized. They all actually that was actually the starting 5. Barton started all sophomores last night, even though they usually have a couple of freshmen in the starting lineup, and all 5 of those sophomores got to play together for about 3 or 4 minutes before the usual lineup was reinserted into the game. And so really impressive showing for Barton to go in and get that win over Seward County. And hopefully they can continue things. I know that Cowley game the first time through. Let me check actually what that score was. I believe Barton won that game, but I don't want to say that out loud but I don't have anything in front of me. So right now what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the wrong link trying to get to Barton's website and figure out what the score of that game was. But either way, in the second half, watching what Barton has been able to do has just been so incredibly impressive. And no, Barton did lose that first time around against Cowley. Close game, 56-51. That was right before their trip out to Dodge City. But this was a game I remember that was very close, and Barton really, they've got a chance to continue their revenge tour. Again, they've been swept by Hutchinson, Dodge, and Butler, all teams that expect to make the NJCAA tournament. Other than that, Barton has gotten at least one win over all of these teams. They look to continue that against Cowley on Wednesday. But I mean, again, I can't talk enough about how impressive this win was for these girls and what they were able to do, limiting Avery Martineau in the second half. What it was Mercedes Spray, a name that Great Bend fans will remember from her time as a Panther. Mercedes Spray got switched on to Avery Martineau in the second half and was just in her hip pocket the entire game. Denied her the ball, frustrated her when she did get the ball, didn't give up open looks, sent her to the line a couple of times. But that was really all Martineau could do in the second half, was try and get to the line. And really impressive showing from Sadie Spray in the last 20 minutes of that one. And it's the reason that I think Barton came away with the win. In the men's game, Barton wins it by a final of, oh my gosh, I just had it pulled up. I'm so sorry. 66 to 58. No, I'm sorry. I am a mess. I am an absolute travesty right now. Barton wins it by a final score of 96 to 80. There it is. Finally. Oh my gosh. You'd think I know how to do this by now. 96 to 80, your final score is Barton wins it. They run away with it at the end of the first half. They go on, I believe there were runs of 10-0 and 12-0 in the final 5 minutes of the second half for Barton. They get out to a 38-20 lead heading into the locker room. And I kept worrying at halftime, okay, this Seward County team's not going to go away. For those who don't know, Austin Downing, the head coach at Seward in his first year, was an assistant at Barton for the last couple of years. He and Coach Combs very familiar with each other. And those two were going back and forth all night. And I was going, with Austin Downing being the head coach at Seward, he's not going to let his team give up on this. And Barton had to come out and give an effort in the second half. They lose the second half by 2. And that's why they win the game by 16. A couple of technicals called in this game, 3 on Seward, 2 on Barton. The 2 that were against Barton were offsetting technicals with guys from Seward. Refs got very involved. And they weren't always wrong. That was the thing that got me is, the refs were usually right. And whatever the case was, Barton shoots 51 of 57 at the free throw line, which is really the story in this game. Also, they got 12 live ball steals, 20 points off of those turnovers. They forced 17 turnovers total against Seward. And the thing that's so impressive to me is that down there in Seward, this was Barton's worst loss of the year. They lost this game 95 to 77, and Seward really just kind of ran away with it. It was a game that Barton went into the locker room up by 2. Seward came out in the second half and kind of just did whatever they wanted, especially in the last 10 minutes. It got very ugly. And talking with Coach Combs after the game, what he said was after this Seward County loss, this was kind of where things started to get on the right track for Barton. They didn't really have anything going for them. It was after this game where the team kind of got together and kind of said, all right, what do we need to do to get these wins? Because right now things just aren't working. So credit to Coach Combs and his staff, assistant coaches Tyson Downing and Justin Fairman. If you're wondering, yes, Austin Downing and Tyson Downing are related. They are cousins. I asked Coach Tyson Downing about that down there in Liberal for that game. But whatever the case is, Barton, I've forgotten. I've buried the lead here. The most important thing with this win, Barton, combined with the loss to Dodge City for Butler that also happened last night, 88 to 86. Dodge gets the win. Barton is now in first place in the Jayhawk Conference. After this Seward County game, the first time around, Barton was 5-6 in the conference. Currently, Oh boy, I'm going back to switching screens here. Currently, Barton is 16-7. So from 5-6 to 16-7 just tells you what kind of streak that this Barton team has been on, the kind of turnaround that they have had after that Seward County game. This is a squad that desperately needed, that was so talented. You could see the pieces, but you weren't really sure how the pieces fit together. Well, after the Seward game, everybody kind of embraced their role, and now Barton winners of 9 straight, 15 of their last 16, and they just put the hammer down, man. And they continue, or excuse me, they were 4-5 after that Seward game, so they have won 12 of their last 14 games. Either way, that streak puts them from a losing record towards the bottom of the table, about the halfway point of the season, to now alone in first place. Barton controls their own destiny. Regardless of whatever happens Saturday, Barton will win the Jayhawk Conference if they beat Cowley a week from yesterday on Wednesday night in Cowley County. Now, what could also happen is Barton cannot fall below second. Regardless of what happens, they will be at the very worst second place in the Jayhawk Conference. Mathematically, the only team that can tie their record that is currently below them is Dodge City, and Barton holds the tiebreaker over Dodge City because they swept them in the regular season. So Barton will not finish below second. If Butler loses on Saturday, Barton automatically clinches the top spot. They are automatically named conference champions. We're still dealing with seeding here. Still got to go through the Region 6 tournament. But either way, Barton has gone from a team where they were wondering, okay, are we even going to host in the first round? Are we going to be one of the bottom 4 teams because of how close the conference is? Well, things have shaken out. Barton has separated themselves. Currently, they sit in first place in the Jayhawk Conference with 1 game remaining. They control their own destiny. We'll see how things shake out on Wednesday. But I tell you, watching this run, calling all of these games, watching the way that this team has come together, the way this coaching staff has proven themselves to be as highly qualified as they are, it's been a whole lot of fun to be the voice of the Cougars during this run, and I can't wait to see how things play out over the final week, over the Region 6 tournament, and then, of course, in Hutchinson for the national tournament. That's going to do it for today's show. Big thanks to Kyle Cree, head coach of Great Bend Boys Basketball, for joining us in the second half of the show. Our first guest today was Jared Smith. Thanks to him, along with Jaden Crosby and Lauren Sletter of Larned Girls Basketball. Friday show for you tomorrow to wrap up the week. Big thanks to Landon Winkler for running the video feed and the cameras. Big thanks to you for watching and listening. I'm Brant Daughtry. Thank you so very much for having me. We'll do it all again tomorrow at 12:30 right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.